Hello and welcome to GBR. You find us today racing with the guys from the MRC in the GT3 World Series. As you can see, we're a lovely sunny day here at Interlagos. This is round 3. So it is a sprint and feature for this one, so a 20-minute and a 40-minute race. And after 10 minutes of qualifying, Hero Crown put it on pole in the BMW. In second place we have the returning reserve Dark Clark in the Audi with the old Martin Brundle on the side there. In third place we have Leeds in the Jag. In fourth place we have JRC in the Subaru. In fifth place we have Fubuki in the Honda. In sixth place we have Toby in the Jag. In seventh place we have Midnight in the Honda. In eighth place we have Mocking in the BMW. In ninth place we have Judge in the Dodge. In 10th place we have Fat Pickles in the Dodge. In 11th place we have Golden Brownie in the Aston Martin. In 12th place we have Brucey in the Mitsubishi. In 13th we have P-Gib in the Genesis. I think this is the first round for P-Gib, was missing the first couple of rounds. In 14th we have James Harben in the Mitsubishi, and in 15th place we have Baza in the Aston Martin. So we have 15 guys for this race, so only one guy missing. I think it's Osman for this one. So as I say, we'll get to this car race on the way. Jump to the front. We have 3 lights already, 4 lights, 5 lights. Oh, Hero Crown made a jump start. He's let off the brakes too early, and that's going to slow him down. It's going to allow quite a few guys to get past him up towards turn 1. He's already dropped down to 10th place. Make that 12th as we go in through turn 1. Fat Pickles is already spinning round. What's happened to Fat Pickles? Let's jump on board with him. Looks like everyone's just braking as they're coming in. Gets a slight tap from someone, comes flying in from behind. Looked like it was Golden Brownie, and has sent Pickles spinning. So that's going to ruin the start for Pickles. But Leeds out in first place, JRC in second. I think that jump start's really messed up the front of the grid, because Dark Clark's down to 4th place. Faruqi going for a move up the inside of JRC. Dark Clark's going to try and make it 3 wide. As they're coming into the infield sections, JRC gets pushed out wide. Looks like Dark Clark's been able to claim himself back up to 2nd spot. JRC on the inside of Fubuki, giving just enough room there on the outside. But order is resumed after first a couple of corners for these guys. Judge there in 5th place. Great start there for Judge in the Dodge. Mocking up to 6th, Toby in 7th, Brucey up to 8th. So cracking start there for Brucey. That 4-wheel drive. Oh no, it's not 4-wheel drive. It's was it MR? Mitsubishi had obviously a cracking start off the line. Hero Crown dropped down to 9th place after that jump start. Midnight not had the greatest start either. He's down to 10th place. Baza up a couple to 11th. James in 12th. P-Gib in 13th. Fat Pickles and Golden Brownie 14th and 15th. So it was Golden Brownie that did make contact with Pickles turn 1. But Leeds already opening up a nice little lead there over Dark Clark, where he's not having to fight with anyone. But Fubuki's gone for a move on JRC. JRC's got it all sorts of wrong. He looks like he's going to end up going wide through turn 3 there, lighting up that rear tyre. And that's dropping him down from 3rd place all the way down to 7th. Is Hero Crown close enough to go for a move? No, he's not going to be. Does close up on the brakes to JRC. So is Huracan going to try and make a fight back to the front? He's not too far behind. It's probably only about 5 seconds or so to leads in first place. But Toby there looks like he's a little bit of a bottleneck for JRC and Huracan. There's a slight little gap between Toby and Mocking, but nothing to worry about at the moment. Judge there in 4th place, so clearly not the quickest car for qualifying, but race pace for so far is doing Judge well. He's only a second or so behind Fabuki, who started near the front, and Judge was about 5 or 6 spaces down on the grid. Already coming to end of lap 2. There was someone's tyres lighting up. Might have been Midnight, because he's under threat from Brucey now. I think the Mitsubishi and Honda look like they're fairly even on pace. Yeah, both doing about 160 as they're coming into the braking for turn 1. Brucey goes up the inside, goes deep. Is Midnight going to try for the old switcheroo? No, he goes deep himself through turn 2. That's going to allow Bazza, James and P-Give to get past, and Midnight's picked up a half-second for penalty for his troubles. But Bazza there, he's going to go for a move, trying to go around the outside of Brucey. Probably not the best through turn 4, but he has been able to nip up the inside of Brucey as they're coming into the infield section, and gets that move done, does Bazza. Up to 9th place now, so not the greatest qualifying for Bazza, but definitely making himself work in the race. So JRC has been overtaken now by Huracan. Huracan is now fighting his teammate Mocking for 7th place. Does get that move done. Cameraman clearly didn't want to show that one. Up the inside for Huracan to 6th place. He's now got Toby in front of him to chase down. I don't know if, I think the Jag and the Beamer are fairly decent on speed, but we know that Judge won't be under any threat come the end of the start-finish straight, because that Dodge is just ridiculous on speed. What's Toby's up to 150 in the slipstream, just can't actually catch up to Judge, and Judge really hasn't got much slipstream from Fabuki up ahead. There's a bit of a distance between the two of them, but leads still out in first place at the moment with Dark Clock. What's Dark Clock doing? Similar lap times, not really much between them. Fabuki there going a little bit quicker. Huracan setting the fastest lap of the race so far whilst working through the field, so Huracan's definitely got some pace at the moment. Toby right behind Judge. We'll see. The Dodge will suffer through the infield, I believe. It's just not got the steering. It is like a boat. Having to defend from Toby now as we're going into this sharp right-hander. It's going to allow Huracan to close right up to the back of these two. Now, as Judge is having to do some defending, so not the fastest way to get around the track. Huracan's going to try and sneak up the inside of Toby. Someone's gone spinning, or is that just... not too sure who that was in the background. Look at it through my headset. But Judge has still been able to hold off ahead of Toby and Huracan, but it's allowed Mocking and JRC to join the back of this 5-car train now. All stacking up behind Judge, but Judge will just pull away down the straight and stretch this train out a little bit, but then as soon as we get back to that infield, Judge will just close. No, everyone will close up to Judge, sorry, through the infield. Toby getting it all sorts of sideways coming out of the centre S's. Is that going to allow Huracan now to make a move on Toby into turn 4? Toby pulls all the way to the grass just to stop from Huracan going up the inside, but Huracan can't get the switch back, and Mocking's probably sat there behind thinking, you keep fighting, just make a little mistake and I'll take them 2 positions away from you. But Toby's staying to the inside into the infield section, and obviously this fighting is allowing Judge just to pull away a little bit from Toby, Hero Crown, Mocking and JRC all still nose to tail. Bazza there in 9th place. You can see this battle happening up ahead. Brucey there just behind James in 11th. P-Gib in 12th. Fat Pickle, Golden's got Fat Pickles. Probably not for long once that Dodge opens up its power down the start finish lane. Midnight looks like he's had an instant lap 3. I missed that one. So that is put him down to 15th place. We've still got 12 minutes of the race to go, so we might be able to try and tag on to the back end of the pack. But I think it's only the top 10 that get points for the sprint race, so going to be a tough ask for Midnight. Leeds still in first place, but it looks like Dark Clark has been able to close that gap. He has set just the fastest lap of the race with 32.5. And I see someone dropping down the field there. Toby's dropped down the field. What's happened with Toby? Looks like there's a slight tap between him and Hero Crown. Hero Crown's moved to the right hand side, so the racing room will have to be given. It's a bit of a tight one there, and Toby's then just lit it up off track on that green stuff, and that's just sent him into the wall. Unlucky for Toby, but he's got damage now front and rear. But that would have just been going on that green stuff, just like Leeds had just done there as well. And there is someone else missing. What's happened to JRC? JRC's done something as well. Was he caught up in this between the two? No, he just lit it up and ended up into barrier, trying not to get on the racing line whilst he's recovering the car. So 2 incidents in 2 corners for JRC and Toby, and they've got a couple of spaces to try and catch up to get into the top 10. So right back to the racing action. Hopefully no more incidents. Leeds has got a half second. That'd be running wide on turn 4. You did see that just running on the green stuff, and it will just penalise you. It's just going to allow Dark Clark, as long as he can stay close enough, to get into first place, because the penalty line is at the beginning of the start finish straight, so it really does penalise. You probably lose about 2 seconds once you've served that penalty to when you next have to put on the anchors for turn 1. Fabuki there, he's just dropped off a little bit from these 2 in front, but still a good race so far for Fabuki. So here goes Leeds' penalty. Dark Clark should be able to just fly around the outside of Leeds. I don't think Leeds has lost too much actually. We're going to pull straight into Dark Clark's slipstream and keep that second place. I thought he might have dropped into the clutches of Fabuki, but hasn't done so. Judge there, he's still in 4th place. He's now got Hero Crown right behind him after the incident from Toby just a lap ago. But Mockin obviously has dropped back. He was actually quicker last lap round, so down Hero Crown. So Mocking still putting in good pace. Bazza up to 7th place. He's still got Brucey right behind him as we're coming into the field. Infield, Bazza there taking the left hand line just to break that slipstream to Brucey as we come up here. I think the Mitsubishi is better on the infield than the Aston Martin. It's just hasn't got the legs down the start finish straight. So it's quite a hard track to try and overtake on the infield. Not very many heavy braking zones to get wrong, but you still can get wrong, especially this corner. Break that a little bit late, you can go deep and someone can nip up the inside lap, as you see there. James just went a little bit deep through there, but luckily far enough ahead of P-Gib to not worry about getting overtaken. Golden Brownie there with a 1 second. Looks like it might go up to a 2 second. That was wide coming through that left-hander. Yes, it is. So that's going to drop him right back behind Fat Pickles and JRC. Maybe even Toby will be able to catch up and put some pressure on Golden Brownie after he served that penalty. Looks like Golden Brownie just will hold off Toby for now. We've got, what, just under 9 minutes of racing to go. It's action-packed up and down the grid at the moment, but there has been a change for... Oh, yeah, sorry. That was Dark Clock getting leads from that penalty. But for Buki, his tyre wear is pretty immaculate compared to Leeds, and he has worn that front right out quite a lot. So is that going to hinder him now for keeping Fubuki behind him? Because he's not going to get the power down as early as he would like on the left-handers, where all the weight is on the right-hand side. Yeah, Fubuki's definitely closing in to try and get that second spot on that podium. It's got 8 minutes to do it, so I reckon we're going to get to it about lap 13, maybe, or so 14. Just a slight little tap there from Fubuki on the brakes coming into the last corner. But is Fubuki going to be fast enough to try and catch up to Leeds? It doesn't look like he's going to be. Whilst we're on board down this uphill straight as we come across the line to start lap 9 now. 33.0 from Fubuki, and Leeds had a 32.9, so pretty even on the lap time for Fubuki. Oh, Leeds has picked up a 1 second penalty. That'll be cutting that right hander. Yeah, absolutely harsh penalty just for being a pixel over the curbing, but obviously the game deems it as course cutting, so all Fubuki needs to do is just sit behind Leeds now and let him take that penalty and get himself into second, see if he can close down Dark Clark in first bit. Hirakram is fast approaching. He caught about 4 attempts the last 2 laps over Fubuki, so is there going to be enough time for Hirakram to get onto the podium? Obviously, he's got that 1 second, so it's going to drop him into the clutches of Hirakram. Judge there in 5th place. He's got Mocking right up behind him, as you can see on that dodge, that front right, already showing a lot of signs of wear. Mocking there in 6th. Bazza in 7th. He's pulled a little bit of a gap over Brucey there in 8th place. As Bazza now seen Mocking and Judge up ahead and thinking that he can try and get in on the action for the last couple of laps of this race. Brucey there, he picked up a 1 second penalty, not going to serve it this time round, so that could bring him into the hands of his teammate James Fat Pickles and JRC when he serves it the next time round. And who else is that behind? P-Gib isn't too far behind. Golden Brownie bringing Toby with him to the rear of this pack. And Midnight there in 15th. And so obviously had that little accident on lap 3 that I did miss, so not too sure what happened there. Dark Cloud, we've got side by side between Leeds and Hirakram, so Hirakram's gone fighting from one Jag to another. Will Hirakram try and push? He's got better tyres than Leeds on the front. Rears are pretty even, to be fair, between the two of them, so will Hirakram try and get this move on Leeds? We've got 5 minutes of the race to go, so we've got about 3 laps, I would think. So yeah, we're going to get to lap 13, I would think, for this race. So obviously we'll be doubling that for the feature. But Hirakram not staying in the slipstream of Leeds as of yet. Obviously waiting for... Obviously it was too close for it, but I don't think the BMW's got the legs on that Jag down the straight. But he's going to go around the outside of Leeds. Is he round turn 1? No, he's not. Leeds is going to hold that position just ahead of Hirakram. So this is the fight for the last spot on the podium. And you've got Judge and Mocking right behind as well. Obviously any incident between these two, and one of them could potentially be getting onto the podium. But Hirakram looking this way and that as we're coming into turn 4. Just can't get a nose alongside Leeds as we're now coming into the infield. Bit of rubbing is racing between these two as they come up that straight towards turn 6 and 7. Leeds now will be able to hold off Hirocam just for this lap. Judge there in 5th, just ahead of Mocking. Bazza there in 7th place, a little bit on his own at the moment, so hope he can try and run down Mocking in front. And here is a massive gaggle of cars. We've got James, JRC, Fat Pickles, Brucey, who's now served that 1 second. Toby, who's got ahead of Golden Brownie. Is Toby going for a move up the inside of Brucey? No, he's not. Fat Pickles goes out wide through that corner, so it's all chop and change between these 6 drivers that we've got at the rear of the field, fighting for the last couple of points in this race. But James leads the pack with JRC behind. Toby's works his way up through to 10th place now. Obviously the top 8 to get reversed for the feature, and so it'll be who's over at the front of this pack. At the moment it is James. He's got to hold off for another 2 laps, but his front right is absolutely cooked compared to everyone else. Golden Brownie going out wide there through the exit of turn 3, and picked up a half-second penalty for doing so as well. Brucey's pulled out of, looks like pulled out of the fight. Maybe he thought there was an incident between him and Pickles in the midfield last lap round, but Midnight, he's worked his way up to 14th. He is catching these guys in front where they are all fighting. 3 seconds the last 2 laps. Pighead there, he's had a bad lap 10. It's dropped him down to 15th, but Dark Clark out in the lead. He's got the fastest lap of the race now. I think it was Toby that had it previously. Fabuki's not too far off as well. He's only a 10th off, or 10.5 off from Dark Clark's fastest lap. But these two absolutely checked out over Leeds. His tyres have gone. He's just holding up Hirocam, which is allowing Mocking and Judge. So Mocking's got ahead of Judge, which would have happened, I would think, that lap round as a second difference between the two of them. But we are on the last lap now. It looks like everyone's going to get onto it. So we will do 13 laps for this race. And I don't think these two will get another lap. No, they won't. Yeah. Just looking at lap times. Looks like Hirocam's going for the move around the outside on turn 4. Can't get that move on Leeds. So all Leeds needs to do is just hold behind him. Hold Hirocam behind him through this infield. Hirocam's move to the inside. Is he going to get that move before this corner? No, he's not. He's going to have to stick behind him through this triple right-hander that does just slowly tighten as you go round. But Leeds doing well just to hold off a fast charging Hirocam. He obviously did drop back to about 11th, 12th position at the beginning from the jump start. But Leeds' pace definitely has dropped off, and it's allowed Mocking to catch up to the back of these two. Judge isn't too far behind either. And obviously we've got that big gaggle of cars as well with James, JRC, Brucey and Golden in there, and Pickles. But it looks like, oh, I have just missed Dark Clark. Focusing too much on everyone else, but Dark Clark will come across to win the race in the Audi. Fabuki there will come across, and he just beats the fastest lap by 1,000th of a second over Dark Clark, but Fabuki gets second. Leeds will come home in 3rd, yes, just above ahead of Hirocam in 4th place. Mocking will get 5th. Judge will get 6th. Bazza, great result there, starting from 15th up to 7th. Toby gets 8th. JRC 9th. James in 10th. Fat Pickles in 11th. Brucey 12th. Golden Brownie in 13th. Everyone crossed the line in one go. Midnight will come across to finish in 14th, and P-Gib will finish in 15th. Thank you also for watching. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.